Yes, sir.
Do you have a literary goal in mind, or is it the thrill of the chase that you enjoy?
I'm still a little burnt on the concept of a literary goal. Like, do I want to win a Hugo? Do I want to win a Nebula or a Stoke or anything like that? I think all of those things would be really cool if they were to happen. And at some point, frankly, if I decide this is marketing gold, if I can win one of those, you'll see me go off on a crazy effort to win one. But so far, it's really just about the audience and trying to keep content in the feed every week and keep all of you guys happy. And then everything will kind of work its way out from there. And my only evidence to that is I'm on tour, books are selling, and I've got 4 full novels and 2 short story collections done that haven't been published. So there's an enormous amount of work that's building up because of this. And I got chip on the shoulder, bad attitude about a lot of literary awards. Quite frankly, if you know the right people and you get in the right circles, it makes a huge difference whether you win the award or not. So some of those things, I don't really know that it's entirely up to the voice of the people. So we'll see. But then again, maybe in 2 years I have a birthday and go, hey, hold on, I'm getting old, I want to win something. Seems to happen to everybody else, so maybe it'll happen to me too. Yeah. Let's put away the leather jacket and let's go campaign for an award. That'll be awesome. Sir?
When you podcast, now, regular podcast where it's just you doing vocals versus you doing the sound effects and all the other stuff. What's the difference in the timeline for you? In and out of the closet?
It's kind of sad. I'm officially out of the closet. Have an office now. But what's really kind of sad and a little pathetic about having an office now, in the Closet of Doom, I literally stumbled onto a free sound booth. 4x4, all phony, encapsulated, and quiet. And I got it for free. So if I got it for free, I've got to use that. And it almost fit in my closet. It did if I tore all the shelves out of my closet and damaged the drywall and a lot of other stuff. My wife was not happy when she came home and saw this mess. So I jammed the sound booth into the Closet of Doom. And now I've got a sound booth. The only problem was the water heater is right next to the sound booth. So the Closet of Doom sound booth was usually about 105 to 107 degrees. Which was the initial impetus. You know what? Sound effects? I'm done. I want in and out of this thing as quickly as possible. Sweaty sound booth of doom was another term for it. So I take that sound booth, move it 5 blocks down the street, put the exact same sound booth into an office, and now I go back and sit in the same sound booth again because I'm on a street that's very noisy in San Francisco. So, right next. It's about 3 times as long. It takes about 3 times as long to put in full sound effects on everything. And with all the marketing I'm doing and everything else, it's just, at this point, everything is stripped down to sound effects. The only ones I really insist on at this point, if there is a radio or phone conversation or somebody in a hazmat suit, you need that phone effect. Otherwise, when I listen to an audiobook and 2 people are talking in a phone conversation and they don't sound like there's a phone, I'm lost. I have no idea what's going on. That ruins the illusion. I think everything else is fine. The exception to that, of course, will be the starter. The starter will have all of the football hitting the crowd, the stadium, the chants, there'll be all kinds of bones breaking, arms being severed, all of that good stuff will all be still in it, just like it was from the rookie. Because after you've heard the rookie, you can't go back from that. You can't listen to the rookie, then go listen to the starter as a straight read. It's just not going to work. So when I get those emails about people saying, I stood up in the middle of the subway and was pumping my fists, and everybody's looking at me like I was crazy, I'm like, that's all right, that's good. I did a good job there. I made you look like an idiot. That's my mission, folks. That's what I'm here for. I tried to get my wife to do a voice once, and we got into an argument about it. So. Like, you're not doing it right. She's like, I've done it 3 times. I'm done. Okay, directing is not for me. This isn't working out. Any other questions? Yes, sir.
So, there are a lot of authors who like to act like they've done research and clearly haven't. As an author who does do research, how do you feel about that?
Well, I honestly, the bottom line is, are the people who are paying money for their books happy with the money they spent? That's the first level for me, as a creator and as someone who's really trying to make a living at it. If you're Matthew Riley and you write these over-the-top adventure novels and you're selling 30 or 40,000 copies of these things and people can't wait for the next one, I don't really see a problem with it at all. I've said frequently, if I had it to do over again, I would be writing supernatural romance from square one. Something supernatural, because you can just make it up as you go along. Oh, you get stuck in the book, you get stuck in the second book. Oh, guess what? Here's a magic teleport and a shapeshift and a time loop. Boom, done. Fixed.
Well, you got to understand that's what we like about you.
Well, I'm glad you guys like that, but I'm very jealous of those people. I'm extremely jealous. I'll spend 3 weeks working on one chapter that just nothing quite lines up, and then you watch other people who are like, oh, great, well, no, I forgot to tell you the vampires can turn into mist. My bad. Book 4 in a 5-book series, now they can turn into mist. Look how everything kind of works its way out. Oh, I should have done that.
You see, that's what kills me about movies like Nightmare on Elm Street. Right, the guy's so powerful, except for some little twist or something. It's just not entertaining.
It's just totally different kind of fiction, So it doesn't really bother me at all. When people push it too far, and their own fans start to come back at them. When somebody's like, I've read 8 of your books, but you get a 1 star this time on Amazon, it's a self-correcting system. It kind of balances itself out. And I also think, and I haven't got to this point yet, but I can start to see it on the horizon, I think authors get tired. They get tired of all the work that goes into putting out one of these books, and then the deadlines start to pile up, and they've got contractual obligations. And I think a lot of guys and girls who write are like, I really haven't seen my family for like 6 years. I'm just going to phone this one in. I think that's what happens to a lot of people in this space. And that's why you get knocks. A lot of diehard fans will always complain about the 7th, 8th, 9th book, somewhere in that ballpark. I mean, it happens to Stephen King, it happens to Dean Koontz, it happens to everybody. Oh, your old stuff was great, but your new stuff, not so much. So I think there's a little bit of fatigue factor, but bottom line, if people like your stuff and are willing to pay their money for it and they're happy, that's really what matters. Yes, sir.
Following up on that, given the amount of research you put into some of this, have you considered releasing an annotated version?
I have thought about that, and the trouble is I'm just too darn sloppy with the research. And the other thing that really messes up annotations now is Wikipedia. I've got 3 biology PhDs. These are serious dudes who really know their stuff. And when I have a question, I'll ask them something, and I have to do rudimentary college-level research on my own first. You can't. These guys are happy to help you, but you can't be wasting their time. What's a cell? That's not going to go over very well with these guys. They're like, we're trying to cure cancer, and you're asking me what a cell is. Really? You're going to take my time with this? So, and when I ask them a question, 9 times out of 10, they send me a Wikipedia link. So these guys who are doing it for a living at the highest levels send me links to Wikipedia, because especially in the hard sciences, Wikipedia is extremely, extremely accurate. I'm taking it from these guys who know what they're doing. So when you go to Wikipedia, I get my information from there. The extra step of finding the footnote in Wikipedia, looking up the article, going in, how am I going to cite an internet article? Is that internet article even going to be at that URL by the time the book gets put out? Not so much. I actually have a bibliography from the first draft of Ancestor I wrote in 1998. Footnotes, all the research articles, encyclopedia of science and technology at the Ann Arbor Public Library. I had books, xenotransplantation books, all this biomimicry, all this different stuff, and I had all that at one point. And I thought it'd be really cool if I could be that cool guy who's got the giant Michael Crichton-esque list of sources in the back. I just don't think it's really feasible anymore. If I got to another level where I had a research assistant working for me, then I would do that. But I think it's a lot of work, and how many people are actually going to go look up those articles? I think for the most part, it's like, look how awesome I am. pretty long bibliography, isn't it? Yeah, it is. You know it is. I think that's what a bibliography is largely for, these books. But maybe someday, if I can get some help, I'll do that.